Welcome to the Caddo Convos, the podcast that explores the vibrant community of businesses thriving in Caddo Office Reimagined. We're here to shine a light on the incredible entrepreneurs and professionals who make the most of our private offices, co-working spaces, and day office rentals in the Dallas-Fort Worth suburbs. Join us as we share their stories, celebrate their successes, and dive into the benefits of working in a space that's close to home but offers so much more than working from home. Let's get started with today's conversation. Joining me today is the one and only Tim Slaughter, the CEO of this entire organization.
Nut house.
and there's 9 of them approximately now. So, Tim, thanks for being here today. We're really excited to talk about your business, which is the Caddo Office Reimagined.
Yes. Thank you, buddy.
So talk to me about the services you offer, and we'll get into the background next.
Sure.
But let's talk about the services you offer businesses like mine.
Sure. So first of all, you said businesses like yours, and so let's start there. Our target customer is a small business owner who lives within a 5 to 10 minute drive of one of our 9 locations. And that's it. So we have a pretty laser focus on that small business. And if I were to further define what small means, I'm talking 20 people or less.
Yeah.
And we just actually are finishing up a survey. We do quarterly surveys of our members. You may have gotten one. And we asked our members, how big is your business? And 91% said 20 people or less so far. Now we're getting more responses in, but that's kind of where we shake out. Caddo, we're about 25, so we're right there with everyone here by and large, and so we're pretty lean staff. And so that's who we're after. We only offer 3 products. We're trying to be very simple. Co-working there's a lot of confusion if you were to go shopping for office space now and go search the web and look at a few different options. There's a lot of terms out there, and it gets confusing. We deliberately tried to simplify our products. We only have 3. And they really go by sort of term of commitment. So we have what's called the day office, which the commitment there is 1 day.
Yeah, it's in the name.
The day office. So it's a fully furnished, ready-to-go office where someone can just book 1 day at a time if they need to, interview people or do some Teams calls or just work on a project, heads down for a day, or maybe a week or 2. We have they can book 8 or 3, 5, or 8 of those in packages. We offer packages at reduced prices, so that's one option. And often, a lot of times, that's the first time we have free day passes. We have a quiz on our website that if you fill that out, you get a free day pass. So it's a good intro into a Caddo location for people to come in and test it out. We have a social membership. Social membership, we kind of named it after, people know what a social membership is at a country club. Like there's a full golf membership, which you get all the benefits. Social membership, you get a lot of the benefits, but maybe not the full benefit. Social membership, you get access 24/7 to all 9 locations, all of the common areas. So we have very generous common areas, well-appointed, different seating options, soft, sit up at a table, and some of them have like bar height things. They all have phone booths where you can take private calls, which is really nice. And then the really nice thing for a lot of our social members is we build in conference room time. So about 8 hours of conference room time a month, which is included in the price. And we also have an option that our social members can get a mailbox. And so, something that's real important to most small business owners is credibility. And so a business address really helps to build credibility in a way that a home address sort of takes away credibility when you have that on your website. And
Google search.
Google search,
another home business.
What is this? Or an apartment or something like that. And then finally, what we're sitting in and recording today is the office membership. And that's, 95% of what we do is office memberships. And that's just a typical office for us. About 70% of our inventory is about an 11 by 12 office, 132 square feet, which is a very generously sized one-person office.
Yeah.
Some people choose to put 2 people in, which is fine with us.
It's cozy.
And you can do it. In Manhattan, they'd put 5. In Texas, it's 1. And so and we actually have 3 different sizes roughly of offices. We have kind of what I would call a studio office, which is that lowest price point, and it's typically going to be an interior office, and it's typically going to be, depending on the location, but we have them at $549 or $599 a month, and that's usually kind of the lowest for an office. And then we have team offices that in some locations can hold up to like 7 people on a team, which that's real economical per desk. And those can go for as much as like $2,500 or $3,000. But if you've got 7 people in there per desk, it's a pretty affordable thing. So those are our products. That's really all we do. And the good thing is none of them require a long-term commitment. So, the day office is a day, the social membership, 15 days notice, the office membership, 60 days notice, and none of them have any term whatsoever. So it's just a kind of a continuous commitment. When you're ready to leave, raise your hand, and the clock starts, and it's either 15 days or 60 days.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
So one of the things I really like about all of your locations is they're different, they're unique.
Yes.
And I understand they're well adorned. There's all kinds of interesting decor. Talk to me about, how you decided to decorate and build, from the ground up.
Yes. So, from the ground up, we, when we started with Caddo, we actually acquired another operator, and his name, his company's name was Yeager Office Suites, but the gentleman's name was Scott Yeager, and he had the forethought. He was the founder.
Yeah.
We are just trying to perfect and grow his concept, and he had actually a brother who was a very fine interior designer, and they were from Indianapolis, and they had, the early Yeagers, which the first one is our McKinney property. Every single door in that property is a unique custom door that they sourced from estate sales and antique stores throughout the Midwest. And it's funny, I was reading our our surveys this week, and there was somebody from McKinney's like, these old doors are just so beat up and chipped, and I want to say, they were never new.
Right, yeah.
Some of them are 100 years old plus.
It's on purpose.
It's on purpose. This is kind of the look, but the shabby chic is the look. But
shabby chic, I like it.
But so their aesthetic was very much, they tried to do something wholly unique with office space and make it where it almost felt as comfortable as your living room, was kind of how it was described to me. So if you walked in, you'd feel like you're walking into someone's living room, but you would also feel comfortable having a professional meeting there. So where do you find that balance between those two? And that seemed to make a lot of sense to us in a suburban office setting that was sort of near people's homes. And so we've tried to take that idea and advance it a little bit into 2023 and 2024. And so what we've done is just maybe a little bit more cleaner lines, less clutter. So the newer locations have fewer things, but we're trying to also keep their sense of whimsy about it. So we have like in his Allen location, Scott Yeager has these ceramic monkeys holding light bulbs, and I love the ceramic monkeys. And like these little, in Plano, there's these digital fireplaces which are kind of whimsical. And so like here we've got like movie posters up on the second floor. We've got old like Japanese tapestries here, but they have like Mario characters,
just slightly modified to some unique. I think one of those that the Baby Yoda is on one of them. Yeah, so it makes you pause as you're walking around. I do as I'm walking around the building, or some of the others I've visited. There's something to see. If you don't just walk through the halls, you actually pause and look around.
Well, like
you may miss some interesting things.
Where we are here in Maple Shade, like the light fixtures by the front desk, that big orange light those are actually organ pipes that were found by our designer and then powder coated and repurposed into light fixtures. And so those are, you're not going to see those anywhere else but in our designs. And so we like that. The new light fixtures at North Tarrant are one of a kind designs. And so there's some very custom stuff to us, and then we mix in some modern stuff and some whimsy. But the goal is to make, we want to make our small business owner of a 20-person or 5-person business who lives in the suburbs feel very comfortable at home coming. We want it to be very approachable, not off-putting, and we want them to come in and feel inspired about where they're working, and feel proud to show people around. And that's the goal. And hopefully we're doing that. And hopefully what we're able to do over time is go back and revisit some of the older locations. We've done it recently, like at Frisco. And we took a lot of some of the stuff that was kind of looking a little dated, and we took out a fountain that had rocks and water flowing, and we made more space, and we took a split level and made it all one level, and made more common area and foam booths and things like that. So we're going back and revisiting some of the older models and bringing them up to sort of a better standard, more useful standard. And we're refitting some of the older models with like sound deadening in the hallways. We're testing that right now at Plano North because we have counselors who are very sensitive to I don't want my patients' discussions to be heard in the hallway. Right, and so that's all based on. I said we do these surveys and we see what people say, and then we change the product based upon what our customers say they want.
Right.
And in that way, we hope to continually be improving the product, and Caddo just gets better and better, and with each iteration.
Well, as a tenant, one of the things I enjoy is that your staff.
Yeah.
They're very responsive. There's someone here during business hours that, if I have any concern. One, I'll get an email quickly.
Yeah.
So at the Maple Shade location, the team here, I get an email if there's any kind of issue. Even if I'm not in the building, at least I'm aware. Okay, when I get there, there's something to deal with. But they're also they're here. There's someone here to talk to for any issue, and that's by design.
Yes, very much so. One of our core values is demonstrate you care.
Great.
And demonstrate that you care. I mean, it's not caring to have someone make an inquiry and then just let it sit for 3 days. Now, hey, we're human. It happens sometimes, and we hear about it. So a little trick is we do have a feedback form on our website, and that goes directly to the owners of the company. And there's info at Caddo. I mean, we hear about things and we act on them, and we have these surveys and we act on those as well. They inform how we hire, fire, reward, how we budget capital for future years. So it's really important what is going on and how our members are experiencing the building. With 1,300 different members, occasionally, someone experiences something that, we can't, despite our best efforts, we just miss the mark and we lose them as a member. But hopefully, we treat them with respect and dignity, and they'll return. But sometimes we miss the mark, and we try our best. But it's by and large, I think our team tries really hard to keep everyone to respond quickly, to be professional, and we even have we have people on call, like that emergency line on the front of all the buildings. I mean, our people get that, and we're doing our best to reduce the number of those calls, so that because we know every one of those calls is someone who's frustrated.
Very important.
So
they're trying to conduct business.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what one of your mantras is: the work near but not at home.
Yes, that's right.
And that's so you have 9 locations all over the DFW area.
Yep.
With one that at the time of this recording, I think it's opening in a few days.
It's opening on Tuesday, right after Labor Day, and it's in North Richland Hills, but it's right south, very south edge of Keller, southwest edge of Colleyville, and close to South Lake. So we're pulling from those communities, and that was based on member feedback. We've had we ask every survey, where do you want to see us go next? And so we look at that, and people kept saying, Fort Worth, Tarrant County, Keller, those South Lake, and so land's expensive out there. We found a place as close as we could to those areas, and that's where we found it at Davis and North Tarrant Parkway. And it's a great spot. There's Super Target, Super Walmart, there's Kroger Marketplace. It's kind of a major big box retail hub for that part of the world.
Yeah.
And we think it's going to do really well. We've already signed quite a few leases there in advance of opening, and we're hopeful to see more. There's not a whole lot of commercial, office space in that area, and that's the kind of place we want to be because we want to be close to your home.
Right.
We don't need to be close to the highway. We'd prefer like our, think about our Lakewood location or our Frisco location. Prosper. I mean, they're really not close to highways. They're close to people's homes.
Yeah.
And that's, why is that? Well, when you own a small business, it consumes a lot of your mind. It consumes a lot of your energy. But that doesn't mean you don't want to be a good, parent.
Right.
Or a good spouse. And so if you want to get home for dinner, or if you want to pick up the kids from school or see the soccer game or baseball game or whatever, why should you have to sacrifice that?
Right.
Especially if you've made the decision to start your own business. Shouldn't you be able to do both? I mean, isn't that part of the decision?
Right. And for most of the DFW area, there's a Caddo office Reimagined near you.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
They're all within a quick driving, distance.
Yeah, and if anyone's experienced a lifestyle where they're within 5 to 10 minutes of their office,
it's huge.
Versus working, if you've worked from home for long enough, some people tell me they like it, and I'm always a little suspect.
Yeah, it's a balance.
It's a balance, but with the distractions, and then for me, it's really about just a little bit of compartmentalize. Like I want my home to be about relaxation and time with family, and maybe doing lawn projects and things like that. But I don't want it to be on a Teams call for hours at a time. So I want to leave the work at work, and I want the home to be my haven. I think a lot of people feel that way now. And there's also distractions at home and projects that I want to do, or laundry, or dogs barking, or Amazon delivery guy, or all those other things. So there's also an investment. It's worth the investment to us to have a separate office for the productivity alone,
Agreed.
So that's the thought, and we have at least 1,300 people that agree with us, and we think this is going to be a trend that continues.
I have to ask, growth, your growth plan. So you have 9 as of Tuesday.
Yeah.
I imagine you're targeting other areas.
Yeah. So we have purchased another 3 acres on the east side of Frisco at Coit and West Ridge. We closed on that this summer, and the plan is we're moving the construction team that we have in place in North Richland Hills. They're going to literally lift them up out of that project. They're finishing punch out right now, and they're going to move over to that project.
Terrific.
It'll start in earnest on October 1st, but we're already, there's utility work is going on, and retention and all that work, and there's walls going up next to the neighborhoods, but that's the next one, so we know that one.
Lovely.
And then we're kind of hunting around for the next. We'd love to be, and we've got feedback that people want to see us in another Dallas location to sort of complement Lakewood. We've gotten that. We've gotten you guys great job going west. Now go east. Saxe, Wiley, that kind of thing. Rowlett, those areas. Carrollton has always been a place that we've looked around. With all the demand at Prosper, we could. Salina would be interesting. Maybe another McKinney location. So I don't know. There's a lot more to be done here in DFW, but there's also another couple big Texas markets we could be looking at, like in Austin and Houston, and so we've got kind of one eye on those markets as well. And so we get, brokers send us things from those markets, and we look at those as well. And there'll be a point where we're likely to enter one of those as well. And our members ask us, it'd be great if you had one down there. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. For those of you listening, this show is out there. If you're listening, scroll down to the show notes, and you'll see contact information that Tim's given me. Yeah. Write them. Yeah. Let the management team know, we want you here. That will definitely help make their decision. Yeah, we actually, based on a LinkedIn post from our North Tarrant that I made this week,
ownership group in Austin, and Cedar Park sent us an interesting vacant office deal. It wasn't quite for us, but it was interesting. And then said no, but then it was like, we got another one that you might like. Yeah, and so it's like that kind of exposure is wonderful, and we love suburban. Austin's kind of a tough market to crack for various reasons. Development is different than maybe it is in North Texas, but Frisco's not an easy place to develop. We've been, we were under contract on our land there for 2 years and 2 months.
Wow.
Before we closed it, just because of the entitlements and things. So, when people say it's hard to get things developed, there's places around here that it's hard to get things developed too. And no knock to Frisco. Frisco is a powerhouse, and they can be picky. So.
And you've done well there. So
we've done well. We've got a high performing location there, and we expect to have a second one.
That's terrific.
So.
Well, like I said, in the show notes, there's all types of ways to contact you. And I know for current members, there are benefits to referring friends.
Yes. So we always have kind of our standing offer is always, if you refer a new office member, it's $500. At North Tarrant, since it's a new location, it's actually double that. It's $1,000. And that doesn't come as like a Visa card. It's just we take it off your rent. And so, since we're all small business owners, rent is a big expense for most of us. And so, for most people, $1,000 is a month's rent at least. And so we encourage you. I think last time I looked, the previous 12 months, we had about $54,000 in referral fees that we had given to our members. And so it's real. There are people out there who are taking advantage of it. And then the other one is for social members. We have a $100 referral fee, and that one's an easier sell because we're only asking for $299 a month for that. And so it's easy to tell people about it. It comes with the 8 hours of conference room credit included. And a lot of people who have occasional meetings find that very attractive because finding meeting space around DFW now at a reasonable price point. We spent $1,400 for a one-day corporate meeting here for our leadership team recently at a nice place, but not like, it wasn't the Four Seasons. And that was before catering. So, we're a steal when it comes to, good meeting facilities, and that social membership is a great way to access.
Yeah, and I encourage my peers to hop on the website and look at some of these spaces. They're great furniture, technology's built in, for presentations and whatnot. Very easy to set up. And again, there's support staff here. Yeah. So you're not just walk in and try and figure things out.
Right.
It's really great space.
Yeah.
So, Tim, I appreciate you being on the Caddo Convos, which is all about
Thank you, buddy.
The community that you've built. Yeah. So I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thanks, buddy. Glad to have you as a member.
Thank you for joining us today on the Caddo Convos podcast. A huge shout out to our incredible network of members for making our community vibrant and supportive. If you're looking to boost your productivity and reduce the isolation of working from home, consider joining us at Caddo Office Reimagined. Our spaces are designed to meet your evolving needs, support remote work, and foster a sense of community that's hard to find at home. Whether you're a startup aiming for growth, a freelancer seeking a professional setting, or a company looking to optimize resources, Caddo offers a perfect blend of flexibility and innovation. By joining us, you'll be a part of a dynamic business ecosystem that helps you thrive. For more information, visit caddooffices.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Caddo Convos.